So this is our vlog from last Thursday's race at the Skagit Speedway. Quick side note before we get started. I debated on uploading this video because one, we had a super tough night and I didn't really get the footage that I needed during the day. I got a lot of good vlog clips with information, but my GoPro stuff besides qualifying either got corrupt or the GoPro stopped recording, so that makes it tough to piece the whole video together. I tried to get some footage from where my sister recorded during the heat race and the A main event, so I kind of put it in there so you could get a little bit of an idea of what's going on. Obviously, you don't get any in-car stuff, so it's really hard to know and see exact moves. But I did my best here. Like I said, a little bit of a tough night for us. You'll hear me explain or do my best to explain all that in today's video. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoy. We are starting off today's video with another beautiful view of the Skagit Speedway here in Alger, Washington. This is their second Thursday Night Thunder event that they're doing during June. We're excited to be back at the racetrack, and the main reason for that is there's a lot of room for improvement tonight. Last Thursday when we ran here, we went 14th quick, dropped back a few spots in the heat race, but charged from 12th to 8th in the feature. We had great speed at the end of the night, and we're hoping to start this Thursday with the speed that we ended last weekend with. Our car was really, really good in the A main event, especially the last 5 laps. We were right outside the top 5, kind of making some moves here and there, and we're hoping to start off tonight with a great qualifying run. Overall, it's great to be back in a race car tonight. If you guys watched Saturday's vlog from Cycleland, we picked up the win there, so anytime you run fast in anything, your confidence is up. I'm ready to get after it tonight, and like I said, we got to start off with a good pill draw. We had a few scattered showers this morning here in Alger. As you can see, they're doing a lot of prep to the racetrack. They are definitely used to a little bit of precipitation here, so this isn't going to affect us at all. I think the track should be primed tonight. It was last Thursday for their season opener, which is kind of surprising because sometimes racetracks, you know, first night out, they have to work out a few kinks, but they were right on top of the game. 2 lanes. We're hoping for that again tonight. So let's get it all started. We're going to have mud packed, then right into hot laps, qualifying, a heat race, and an A main event. Let's set ourselves up right with a good start to the night. All right, we just got done with hot laps here at the Skagit Speedway. Car felt all right. We're gonna make a few changes for qualifying. A few things I wanted to mention before we head out. Check out my new shoes here. Just got some new Alpine Stars courtesy of Pit Stop USA. If you guys are in need of any gear on the West Coast or all over the United States, you guys can check out Pit Stop USA. Their link will be at the top of the description. They are on the front nose wing this year. Now, I mentioned that my shoes are muddy because that rain this morning made the pits super muddy, as well as the back road where we get off the racetrack. The track looks good though. It's not greasy at all, should burn in well tonight. So that also made our trailer kind of a mess. This is what happens when it rains on a race day. So that should be fun to wash come the end of the weekend. Anyway, we're gonna be heading out for qualifying. Something also to mention, we pulled a 96 tonight, so we are gonna be probably the last car out. I think there's only one guy behind us, and it wasn't really anybody's fault. That's just sometimes how a pill draw goes. When we pulled in the pits here in Skagit, there's a lady that pulled the pill for you, so technically it was her fault, but it is all good. I think we got about almost 2360s on tap tonight. We're just gonna have to lay down a good lap. We're gonna have to do it a little bit better than everyone else because the track's gonna slicken off a little bit, but should be some fun. Let's head out. All right, just got done with qualifying here at Skagit and ended up 10th quick. You know, another decent run for us. Sucks we went out late. You know, I think that hurt us just a little bit. The track slowed down a few tenths. I believe we were about 4 tenths off quick time. The guy who went quick time was the second car out. So like I said, started out a little bit juiced and then it just slickened off a little bit. I felt like my line was much better this week. I drove it much better. Just like I said, it slowed down a tad. All the guys that were really around us, we had similar times to and actually beat a few of them. The last guy who went out, Jason Sowald, had me by about a tenth or two. He absolutely nailed the lap, and that's just kind of how this sprint car qualifying goes. Sometimes you can still run a really good lap going out late. You just have to hit it so much better versus when you go out early, you know, you can just really hit a certain line and go real quick. I believe this should line us up to be on the front row of a heat race. Right now there's no B main event tonight because we have a few less race cars, so now we just need to go out there, test the heat, feel how the car is, and try to win it. All right, so I was mistaken. They're only gonna do 2 360 heat races tonight. That is what we're gonna be rolling off for next. Since we barely missed the inversion, I believe it was the top 8, we were 10th quick. We were gonna start 5th in heat race number 1. Maybe actually that means we were 9th quick. So we missed it by 1 spot, but that's okay. We're gonna do our best. This is gonna be a little bit of a shakedown for the A-main event because their format is so heavily dependent on qualifying. So let's go out there, have some fun. We're gonna work on making the car better because that's just kind of, we were off a tad bit in qualifying, a few changes, but I think we have it tuned in now. The heat race will be up next. Well, heat race is over. Kind of a disappointing heat race. We were hoping to pass a car or two. Felt like we were fast. Just, I don't know what it was the first 2 laps. I didn't get going, made some mistakes, and I think if you X those out, the rest of my laps were really, really quick. Got in a good rhythm, and just by then, everyone had spread out. Track's still pretty fast. We were turning times in the low 12s. That was my lap times. And then the guys that kind of were up front and got going really good were low or high 11s. So track still got a good amount of speed. I'm hoping it comes to us a little bit more. We're always better when it slicks off. When it's fast like this, I don't know what it is, but just as a driver, even in go-karts and now in sprint cars, when it's fast like this, it's always been a little tougher for me. So it's a challenging racetrack for sure. We're gonna make some more changes. We're really quick. We just need to get going and make some good laps here. So we're gonna start 9th in the feature. Hopefully we come out with a little bit of a better result than last week, running 8th. All right, heading out for the A-main event. We're gonna start 9th, roll off in that position. Just hoping to go forward. You know, we kind of had another slow start to the night, but we're always better when the track slickens off, and it's much better than the heat race. Right now our game plan is just hope we get a yellow or 2, go do our best, have some fun, and work our way to the front. Well, we rolled the car in the trailer after Skagit. It's actually a Sunday morning right now. Not gonna lie, I did not have too many positive things really to say after our Thursday night A-main event. We rushed out of there really quick because we literally drove all the way through back here to Medford, got here about 7 a.m. Friday morning. Our night just went to trash there. That was probably hard to watch and not knowing really what was going on. What ended up happening there is we started 9th in the feature, and I actually thought we were going to be really quick. We made a lot of changes just like the previous week to adapt to the racetrack, and it was just starting to get slick and really cool. That's where we seemed to be the fastest. It was a little hooked up in the heat race, still pretty quick, and even in qualifying, we just didn't have the results we wanted to because I'm still working on getting better on a hooked up racetrack. But what ended up happening was on that lap 1 red, we have our bleeders. You know, in sprint cars, you run the bleeders to help it keep at the right air pressure. If it builds up too much pressure, it bleeds off all the air. And what ended up happening is in our right rear, our bleeder stuck and let out all the air in the right rear tire. I don't know exactly what it bled down to, but it was pretty low because our whole setup just changed, and that just junked our A-main event. From there, it went green to checkered 24 laps, and I did not know that the air got let out of my tire until we went back to green, and pretty much everything I felt in that first corner was opposite. My car slid, I had no drive at all, no side by. Everything I had in the first corner was just complete opposite. So we had the car dialed in for the A-main event, but that just killed it. It killed our whole night. You know, we got passed by quite a few cars there, maybe 4 or 5. There was only about 17 in the field. We ended up running 13th, but we just never built up the pressure back to where it needed to be. That bleeder was just stuck. I think we rolled in with, you know, like 6 pounds in the right rear. And it's times like this where you sometimes think, man, should I even post this video? Just our night was not good, but you got to remember, in racing, you're not always going to have good nights. You're going to have nights where you get your butts kicked. You're going to have nights where you have something like this where something on the car fails and it just ruins everything you had going. But you're also going to have really positive nights where you absolutely smoke the field, get the win, run a good heat race, run a good qualifying lap. And so really, we tried to show as much positive things in the vlog, but you're also going to have negative nights where there's not even really a bright side to it. We didn't get that many good laps at Skagit. We traveled a long ways, but guess what? We're looking forward to next weekend, and we will be back at Skagit. So that would really just be my encouragement to all you young guys watching. Sometimes you're going to have a bad night, but just look forward to the next race. Like I said, didn't get a lot of good laps at Skagit, but I guess if there is a bright side, I just thought about it, the car is in one piece. There was one kind of hole entering 3. It wasn't really that rough. It was actually unusual for Skagit. It seemed like to have a bump at all, but there was one little bump, and thankfully with that low of pressure in the right rear, we didn't tip it over when we were going over it every lap. So anyway, my apologies for this vlog. It is what it is. Thank you to all my sponsors for continuing to support me. We'll be headed to Cycleland. Well, the next video you guys will be watching, we're headed to Cycleland. I already went to Cycleland. But anyway, just a lot of fun. You know, we're going to have nights like this, but we're going to continue to get better and better and chase that first 360 sprint car win. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. We'll see you guys all in the next one. Now, it's time for me to unroll this thing and get it washed and maintenance. So we'll see you guys all in the next video. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Deuces. Also, one thing to mention, I think my dad snapped after we had the bleeder thing and we ended up ordering some Swindell bleeders, so those will be here for Skagit. Thank you guys. I know we're finally switching over to the electronic ones.